Well, hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on unlocking the full potential of Sage Fixed Assets. I'm Tani DeGeorge. I'm the Product Marketing Manager for Sage Fixed Assets, and I'm really delighted that you're here today. Before we dive in, I just wanted to go over a few housekeeping items. First, as you'll see, this roundtable style session is really packed with tips, tricks, and expert advice. Because we have so much to share, we'll be moving at a quick pace. If we happen to run over, we want to be respectful of your time, and rest assured we'll make sure the recorded webinar and slides are available tomorrow for your reference. Please note that attendee lines are muted for the best experience today, but you can feel free to submit any questions at any time throughout the webinar using the Q&A area of the control panel, and we'll address them during Q&A, and if we hopefully have tons of extra questions, then we will address them after the webinar as well. So please give us your questions. We've also prepared a few interactive polls. As you'll see, your feedback really fuels our team and our product, so please be sure to participate in those. Just a quick review of today's agenda. We're going to go over some hidden gems that will help boost productivity for everybody, why we think it's important for you to be on the latest version, where you can go for assistance and how you do that, and then also expert services, how you get extra help if you need that with expert services and educationally with learning services. And then why you should be on subscription, and then we'll go through our Q&A and feedback session. And again, we're so anxious to hear your feedback. So without further ado, I wanted to introduce Ed Williams. He is our sales engineer, and he is going to be leading our call and facilitating today. Ed, kick us off, please.
Welcome, everyone, and I hope you get a lot of useful information from this webinar. My name is Ed Williams. I've been with Sage for 8 years. I am a certified implementation consultant for Sage Fixed Assets, and I focus primarily on the Sage Fixed Assets suite. So I would like for Andoni to introduce herself.
Hi, thank you, Ed. My name is Andoni, and I've been with the Sage Fixed Assets development team for over 17 years. It's an awesome experience. As the product owner and manager of the team, it's my responsibility to be sure we build features that satisfy our customers and deliver those. So with that, I will turn it over to Anthony to say hello. Thank you.
Hello, Anthony Sanchez, and I am the product manager for Sage Fixed Assets. I've been with Sage for just over 1 year, and really happy to be here today and looking forward to getting your feedback. Next, we have Lovisa.
Thank you, Anthony. My name is Lovisa Taylor, and I have been with Sage for 25 years and worked in support for all of these years, and currently am a customer service analyst principal. And next to introduce himself is John Hester.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Hester. I'm a Sage Fixed Assets Expert Services Consultant. I've been with Sage for 18 years. I've worked with the Sage 50 accounting support team before moving to Sage Expert Services. I assist with the data conversions, advanced applications, and data file maintenance. And I would like to introduce you to Gurpreet Dade.
Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Gurpreet Dade, and I've been with Sage for 22 years now. My current role is a learning program owner, but I've also worked in senior roles as a learning services specialist, curriculum developer, and product consultant. Now, as your go-to person for all things related to training, I'm here to help you get the most out of our resources for Sage Fixed Assets.
Thank you, Gurpreet. If you notice, we have put together a distinguished panel, but first thing we would like to do is go through our initial poll. Now, as you can see, how familiar are you with the latest Sage Fixed Assets features? And you can click on the answer that best suits you. And we will let this run for about 45 seconds. Okay, if everyone has completed, then we will end the poll.
Shout out to everyone for actually participating. We had almost 100% participation there, so that's great. Ed, did you want to talk a little bit about our results? Can you see those?
I can, and it's very impressive. I see that a majority of our attendees say they're not sure, they don't know about recent updates, and you're in the right place because we're getting ready to walk you through it, and it's going to be very exciting. So if we could go to our first slide, let's get started. Our adventure is getting ready to start. First thing we're going to talk about are our hidden gems to boost productivity. And what are some of the hidden gems and features in Sage Fixed Assets that you think can really help customers boost their productivity?
Thanks, Ed. I'd like to highlight 4 features in Sage Fixed Assets Depreciation, one of our modules, that can significantly boost productivity. Some of these features are new, while others have been enhanced in recent releases. First off, customizing and exporting the asset list allows you to tailor the asset list to your specific needs and easily export it for further analysis. This feature was introduced in 2019 and enhanced in 2023. Second, bulk edit enables you to make changes to multiple assets simultaneously, saving you time and reducing the risk of errors. And it was added in 2019. Third, batch reports allows you to run multiple reports at once, streamlining your reporting process and providing comprehensive insights quickly. This long-standing feature was improved in 2020 and again in 2024. Lastly, Ally, our AI knowledge search assistant, helps you find the information you need quickly and efficiently, enhancing your overall productivity. This feature was introduced in January of this year. And I put these different versions on this slide. So if your product, if you're watching this and your product doesn't show these features, you can check what version you're on and compare it against this slide. So Ed, would you like me to walk through the process of customizing the asset list?
Yes, please, Ann. Let's see that first feature and how it's going to enhance that customer experience.
Great. Well, first let's cover how you can tell what version you're on. So up here, 24.1 is the version number. And over here on the help menu, it can also be helpful, especially as we talk about it later, to know if you are on the subscription version or not for Sage Fixed Assets. So on the help menu, if you go to product registration, you can see I'm on the subscription version here. It says subscribed for my different products, and it gives me the date of the expiration. So that being said, let's talk about the asset list here, right? This is the key launching area for the product if you're not in the Assistance Center or one of the other areas. I think most customers spend most of their time navigating from this area. So at the bottom, you're probably already aware, we've got some adjustments here for the row height and the font size. So I'm going to make these a bit larger so everyone can see them easily. And then I want to show you something that's truly a hidden gem if you need to see more of the screen. So yes, I've made the font bigger, which is handy for me. If I right click anywhere on this asset list, it brings up this context menu. And this has handy features, such as maybe I don't need that left navigation pane open at this time. Now I can see more rows of data easily. Also, I can right click again, bring up the context menu and choose to freeze a column. It's going to freeze whatever column I was on over to the left. So if I want to see other information, I can scroll and see it and not lose context of where I'm at. I'm going to go ahead and show my pane again and just unfreeze that. And now I want to share with you the great thing about customizing the asset list. This is the default view that I've been showing you with all your general information fields. But now we have my views here. You can save up to 25 different customized views of the asset list and quickly and easily change between them. So let me go to, I'm going to double click here on this save view of the internal book. Then I can close this and you can see it brings up the totals because I had that saved with it. And I want to show you how to update this. So I don't have a total on the net book value. I can double click here. I can go back to my views and select the one I just opened, the internal book here, and say update. Do you want to update? Yes. So now I've got this option saved and I see this field. Now you can drag and drop these fields, or you can go to the customize asset list here and add and remove fields using this screen. This is also available from over here on your left navigation, customize asset list. I think if you're not using this, you can find a lot of power in this because you can easily switch between books and columns and different views. One last thing I want to point out here is you can export to Excel. So whatever view you've set up, you can easily export to Excel. You put in the document name here that you want to save it as. It saves it, and then if you have Excel on your computer that you're running depreciation, it opens up the spreadsheet. It's opened up on my other monitor. I'm going to drag it over, and you can see it's everything that was in the asset list with a nice heading and Excel formulas for any totals you had turned on. That's it for asset list.
Thank you, Ann. And what I've noticed with customers is they aren't really aware of that feature, because this feature now gets them to the point where they don't have to run a report in order to get that information out of the system. That is great. Now, let's talk about the bulk edit feature. Can you provide an example where it would be particularly beneficial to do the bulk edit for customers?
Sure. So let's say we've got some registers here. We've got these point of sale registers. And in fact, I'm going to change my view here real quick and go to the internal book with the depreciation method showing. They've got 5-year life. They were placed in service a year ago, and now we've discovered these should have been a 3-year life. So we don't want to make a retroactive change, but we do want to fix them. I can go to bulk edit here. Sorry, I can't go to bulk edit at the moment because I have user security turned on. So now I can go to bulk edit in this company. I could have selected these assets in the list, but I can select them here. I'm just going to change the internal book. Go to my next screen. You can see the flexibility here. I've already selected which assets I want to change, and so I'm going to leave the depreciation method on from to be all of them because I know that, but I want to change to remaining value method so they depreciate prospectively going forward. This way I'm not changing any of my prior periods because I've already closed those out. So I'm going to change from the 5 years that they are to 3 years. It confirms what's going to happen. And I want this to be as of the date they're currently calculated through. So again, I'm not changing anything in the past. Validate, it's going to pop up a report. Tell me they're all valid here. Execute. It's going to pop up another report that I won't even bother to show you. But going back to the point of sale registers here, you can see they're now all RV in 3 years. There we go. It's so much quicker than manually adjusting them.
And that is a lovely feature, and I know customers are going to really enjoy this if they don't know about it. Now, a lot of customers like to do reports, right? Let's talk about some time savers when it comes to running reports in Sage Fixed Assets. Could you demonstrate how to use batch reports to create a group of reports and explain the key settings users should be aware of? Maybe one or two examples.
All right, so great thing that we added recently in batch reports is the ability to run tax reports in a batch. So I'm going to show you with the form 4562, 4797 here. Now you have the ability to save this as of a period. So it's my current year. I want to save it for the tax book. I'm going to do save as and just make this say tax. And I'm going to do the same thing for the state book, which doesn't take 168 bonus. I'm going to save and cancel here, go to batch reports. I've got this tax reports batch set up, edit batch here, and you can see where you can expand this, and then you can add any reports you want to run. So I'm not going to take the time to run through this now, but I just want to point out that you've got options for how you export them and where you save them to. And the file naming convention is awesome because it tells you company, group, and what period you ran it for and everything. So you just run that and it will be done in no time, and you can open those files and use them at your convenience. So that's about all I've got time to cover now, Ed. I know we wanted to talk a little bit about Ally.
Correct. I was going to ask you, what is Sage Fixed Ally and what are its primary features and benefits for our customers?
Well, it's a great knowledge search feature. We have a 600-page user's guide and lots of help topics, which are wonderful. And what we did is we fed those to a chatbot service, and you can ask questions. There's even some sample ones here for you to warm up with it and give it a try. So it is a live chatbot that goes out and pulls back answers for you and gives them right here in the UI. And please give it a try. And if you need to, you can also reach support with the link down here, or you can fill out a quick survey and tell us what you think of Ally.
And still staying with Ally, how can I use Ally to create my own knowledge base without having to retype in the most common questions that my end users in the company are asking?
Oh, great thought. So there is a copy chat button here. Click that, it copies it, everything that's in the window here to your clipboard. You can paste that in whatever document that's convenient for sharing. So thanks for asking. We'll continue to improve this. We've had over 6,000 questions so far, Ed, and we are looking at them and working on improving the answers all the time in the back end. But your people's personal data is safe. We don't have any usernames or any access to that. Just learning what people need to know and improving the product.
Thank you, Ann. And now we're going to present you with another poll.
Poll is because we've got so many users on air here. We would like to hear from you. What features are most important to you? Please pick an option or type in the chat.
And as they're filling out the poll, how can customers let the product team know what features and enhancements they would like to see?
Well, thanks for asking. We have a ideas portal for customers to go and vote on ideas. So there's many ways to reach us. One is that customers portal. If you're in your product, you can go to the help menu and submit an idea. And that will lead you to that portal. And we'll also have a link at the end of this presentation. But also, if you want to share with me personally, I'd love to talk to you, as I know Anthony would too. Please, if you're willing to talk to us at any time about anything or be on a list of people we might contact for usability studies, drop your name and email in the chat and just hashtag Ann, ANN, and I'll get in touch with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ann. And we're going to go ahead and end the poll. And thanks everybody for answering the questions in the poll. And can we see the results? Very good. Live notifications or tips, tax, very good. This is the type of information that we would like to see in the ideas portal, because we drive our product enhancements based on customer desires, wants, and needs, okay? So thank you guys for participating in that poll. So now we'd like to go to the next slide. Should I be on the latest version? Anthony, what are some of the compelling reasons for users to upgrade to the latest version of Sage Fixed Assets?
Yeah, so Ed, first off, we always have in our January release special items that are pertinent to the tax law changes. And so as we include the January release with these crucial updates, it ensures that your company remains compliant with the latest tax regulations. This helps you to avoid potential errors, and it streamlines your tax reporting because we've updated it for you automatically. The next thing that we have is that each release comes with new features and enhancements that are designed to make managing your fixed assets more efficient. Improved interfaces and new automation features, for example. These updates are crafted to save you time, reduce manual effort, make you more productive. We also continuously work to improve the usability of the software. We always addressed minor defects that come in, and the latest version always is going to help you be more stable. It's going to improve performance, provide you with a more smooth experience. In addition, security is something that's always changing. As you guys know, there's always the bad guys out there that are trying to get at our data. And even though you may not necessarily see and feel security changes, we are always working to make sure that we are up to date with the latest security measures that are going to keep your data safe. And so, that's why you really want to be on the latest version. And you can get to the latest version to update through the help menu, or give support a chat, and they can help you update your product.
So Anthony, what you're saying in essence is it's very important for customers to be on the latest update.
Yeah, Ed, so in a nutshell, it's really about staying compliant with tax law and GAAP depreciation as well. It's being more efficient, and then it's protecting your data more and more, and always stay with the latest security measures.
Okay, thank you, Anthony. That is very informative and very important for our customers to know. Now, we are going to ask more questions, so we have another poll. So poll number 3. This is an important one. So if we can go ahead and launch poll number 3. What blockers do you have around upgrading to the latest version? These are some of the questions that we're answering. If any of these questions do not pertain to you, then put in chat what does pertain to you. So if you would, go ahead and fill out the poll. And Anthony, is there any way, or Ann, is there any way for us to know what customers have upgraded to the latest version, or we don't have that level of information?
We know a little bit, but we're not always sure, So we feel like about 50% of our customers have updated to the latest version. So that's still 50% that aren't there, though.
Yeah. Okay. And one other question. A lot of customers say, well, I'm a nonprofit. Why should I upgrade to the latest version because I don't file taxes?
Well, I would like to point out the features. I hope those features we showed you are helpful, right? We do keep on adding new features, making things a little bit easier, more convenient to use. And that's the best reason to keep up to date. And also, as Anthony pointed out, security behind the scenes too. Things will run smoother and be more secure for you if you're on the latest version.
Okay. Now I see that there was a lot of not sure of the steps to perform an update. Now, I would recommend that if you have any issues and you're not sure of how to update, please get in contact with support. Speaking of support, let's go to the next slide. We're going to talk support. Now, I need assistance, and I want to be able to get in contact with support. Lavisa, what's the best way for users to contact support if they have a specific issue?
Thank you, Ed. I would be glad to share that information with you. There are plenty of ways to connect with support. First stop in the program is actually that would be in the Assistance Center. So your navigation pane has an option for Assistance Center, and you have the ability to get to support down in the bottom. And that would be the live chat. If you also need support in different ways, then if you do click on Help menu, Sage Support, then you have Resource Center, as well as enter a support ticket in live chat. The Resource Center, it will be right here. That will land you to this page. You would obviously choose your country that you're residing in or working in and the product. And then here you have the ability to, in the community page, collaborate or ask questions, and either Sage support analysts will answer them, or you collaborate with other users of fixed assets. And as well as the contact tile, it would be chat with Sage or submit an online case, which is internet tickets. All right, anything else you want me to cover there, Ed?
I have another question for you. Are there any self-help tools or guides that you could recommend for users to troubleshoot their own issues?
Absolutely, Ed. So I will be back onto the Community Hub for Sage, and this knowledge base area is the best one to help yourself with answers to your questions or troubleshooting steps available to you. So you click on Search Sage Knowledge Base, and that lands you here. Then it's already for Sage Fixed Assets. You actually do the search for your questions or concerns over here, and then click on the magnifying glass to find the solutions. You also have the ability to connect to the Community Hub and the product documentation here, year-end center, and in the fixed asset application, you have, again, the Assistance Center, some topics that you can find how-tos, as well as the product documents right here that will land you to this page where you have the install guides, but you also have the user guides right in here at your fingertips.
Thank you, Lavisa. That is very informative, and I'm sure that our attendees are going to appreciate that knowledge tip. Now,
thank you.
We're going to present another poll, and this will be our last poll. So let's go ahead and present poll number 4. Here we go. What are the biggest challenges you face in optimizing the management of your fixed assets? Again, you have specific requirements for managing your fixed assets or challenges, then you can chat. Okay, let's end the poll and let's see the results. Onboarding and training, that is always the biggest. That is always the biggest. But we're going to relieve that because we have a section that we are going to get to that's going to get you informed on what you can do to resolve that. Now, we can close that. Now, let's see our next slide. Now, a lot of customers that I've spoken with, because I speak to customers every day, they are always asking, how do I get a solution that will integrate with my non-Sage ERP systems? How do I get custom APIs written? Well, a lot of people don't know about our Sage Expert Services. So, John, can you explain what the Sage Expert Services are and how they can help users?
Yes, Ed, the Sage Expert Services is an available resource when your business partner is unable to provide your requested services. And these services include the advanced utilities to import data, to export data in raw data format or general journal entry format of debits and credits. We also have other tools that can manage the security in Sage fixed assets. We also perform the data conversions where data is taken from non-Sage fixed asset products and converted and imported into Sage fixed assets. We perform the data file maintenance, which is mass changes to the general information and books of your Sage fixed assets existing companies. We perform remote installations to assist with that one pole. We can perform the installations, upgrades of data, assist with custom reports. Our managed services is a scheduled service where Sage is scheduled to perform all of your upgrades and installations with each release that comes out. And with the advanced utilities, we can enhance the features of the core Sage fixed application by scripting SQL scripts into the data to transform and manipulate data so that a user doesn't have to manually manipulate the data before importing.
Thank you, John. Thanks a lot. And this is a valuable service that customers take advantage of it when we mention that, hey, these services are available. So I'm glad that we're getting this out there so that customers know that there is an extra resource that they can use to bring in those custom type applications. Now, let's go to the next slide. And I know for a fact that Gurpreet is really excited about this. So Gurpreet, what can you tell us about Sage Learning Services and the training options available?
Yes, hey there. I want to share how your voice has driven improvements in our Sage Fixed Assets learning resources. You might remember that back in February, we ran a survey to learn more about your training preferences and how we could improve your experience with Sage Fixed Assets. Thanks to your input, we discovered that a lot of you want more learning options, an easier onboarding process, guidance on reporting, and quick access to the latest product release training. Your feedback has really made a big difference on Sage University. You asked for more training options for Sage Fixed Assets, and now we've got virtual classes, anytime learning, and ebooks available. Plus, for several courses, a new interactive recorded virtual class option with videos and knowledge check questions is coming soon. We heard you loud and clear about the challenges of onboarding new colleagues. Now, on Sage University, there are 2 new options on the Sage Fixed Assets training page. A Get Started with Sage Fixed Assets option, and a quick link to all things related to what's new release videos and information. We've put together a dedicated, free Get Started page just for new users so you can quickly get up to speed and make the most of Sage Fixed Assets. So whether you're onboarding new team members or retraining existing staff, this page will be your go-to for all the basics on depreciation, tracking, planning, and standard reports. With the upcoming 2025.1 release, you'll find a quick link to this training right in product from the Assistance Center. You asked for easy access to the latest product release training and documentation, and we listened. We've redesigned the What's New page to include the latest release videos, product documents, and recorded webinars. Keep an eye on the Sage Fixed Assets Community Hub for announcements like the new interactive virtual recorded courses that are coming soon. Thanks for your great suggestions. We're excited to offer useful training resources only that you asked for.
Thank you very much, Gupri. I am very excited about this, very excited about this, as I know you are, because it shows in the development process and also in the training arena, we listen to customers, and that's what it's all about. We're delivering what customers want. Now, why should I be on subscription? Why should I be on subscription? Anthony, what's the real value of being on the subscription model of Sage Fixed Assets?
Yeah, and so, first off, there's a few of our features that only exist for subscription users. They're the items that are listed right here. It's integration with Sage Intacct, both the PO and the AP modules that are in Sage Intacct are connected, and you will be able to create assets directly using this feature. Also, the GL for the journal entries for Sage Intacct, those are also on the subscription only service. Importing of disposal information is another item that is available only to subscription users. And then in the tracking module, it's the asset maintenance. Now, these features right here are subscription only because they require constant maintenance on our part to keep them working properly. In the future, there will be additional features also that will be subscription only. So you'll want to be able to take advantage of the efficiency you can get from these features by becoming a subscription only customer. Also, by having subscription, you're also have built-in support. You always will have the ability to contact support and get what you need, which is super important. And also, I think John mentioned the ability to have the managed service to also ensure that you're on the latest version. But subscription services is going to just give you that peace of mind that you're always protected by having built-in support and always the ability to get the latest version no matter what the circumstances are. So I think that's about it, Ed, for why you should be on subscription or consider becoming a subscription customer.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Now, they saved this one for me, and I am very, very excited about the version release that's coming in January, not just because of the tax updates. I have had the opportunity to look at those updates that are coming. What is really blowing my mind is the new planning module. It's a total rewrite of the planning module. It is a lot faster and it is very robust. Now, if you users have been used to using the old version of the planning module, you are going to be pleasantly surprised because now everything is presented up front. No more a lot of mouse clicks. It is going to improve your efficiency and also give you time back in a day when you have to enter invoices or line items into your planning module. There are so many new features that are coming out. You are going to be pleasantly surprised. And if you come into a demo with me, you will see how very excited I am to show you these new features, okay? So now, please let us know what questions you have about anything we discussed today. You can chat any features you wish to see in future updates. We get our best ideas from customers. We honestly do. A lot of the changes that are coming about have been customer input, okay? So don't be shy. Do not be shy. Give us your ideas, okay? Now,
So we do have quite a few questions. So let me go with one that we have a couple times. Are there videos on how to use Sage that we could access at any given time? That's from Chrissy, and that's to the panel.
there are training videos, anytime learning type videos, as Gurpreet just discussed. There is also in your help menus, there are, like with tracking, if you have tracking, there are videos that are embedded in there for the links. And there are just different ways that you can get it. There are YouTube videos that are out there that are available. We are increasing that YouTube video library. So please keep an eye on the YouTube videos. I know a lot of those videos, we're getting ready to start updating it. It's going to be very beneficial, and it's going to have the latest updates. Okay.
Ed, may I also, I advanced to the screen that says thank you, and I want to let you know that these links will be coming on the slide deck that's going to be shared. And right, people can go to this one that says Sage U Getting Started link and find a lot of those videos, I believe. And we will be having in our next release quick links to the Getting Started right in your product.
All right, and our next question is, can we use bulk asset edit to dispose or break out of multiple assets? And on the topic of bulk assets, I'm kind of combining two questions. Before you do bulk edit changes, is there a way to back up my current environment, or what is the best practice suggestion if a bulk update goes wrong?
Yeah, so let me take the second one first and then make sure I come back to the other one, please. Can you see the application now?
Yes.
Okay, the best way to back up company is to go to your file menu, company utilities, or if you're in a gov company, you might say organization utilities, and backup company. So back up that company that you're going to be making the changes in. You just follow the steps here. It's real quick and easy to back up. And then it's real quick and easy to restore if anything, it didn't turn out like you thought. So that's the simple way to do it. And then on that first question about updating disposals. Well, we have the bulk disposal feature, but as you probably already know, that does, many assets as of the same date. The bulk edit feature does not let you do disposals, but with the subscription feature, you do have the ability to do custom import of disposal information for assets. And that is found on the panel here. I'm just gonna pick whatever here, and you will see when you get to your dispose asset, we have templates in the program that you can fill out with the basic disposal information. You give the asset ID, and you can dispose of hundreds, thousands in minutes, seconds even.
And it will also give you the worksheets. And when you want to see what was disposed, you can actually run a disposal report.
Absolutely.
Hey, Ann, I noticed one of the responses in the polls was really people didn't really know how to update. And so maybe could you just show them where to go on the help menu to be able to get to the latest version?
If you're on a single user product, or if you're admin, of course, they would have access to the server product. So go to help here, and it was updates, and then it might even tell you it's completed and there's no updates, but click close, which you need to do anyway, and that's when it does the official check. And here it's running it to do a more deep check, and you can see I am current, but if you check for updates, it'll show you if you have updates. And even if you're on a multi-user system, if you're on the client, it'll show you if there's an update or not. You won't be able to update it because you're not on the server, but then you can tell your admin person that we have updates out there. Let's get updated. So again, that's help and Sage Advisor update.
Okay, and Jana has a question. Is the Sage Expert Services on a subscription basis?
Sage Expert Services is fee for service, meaning you can engage expert services for any of your custom requirements, but they will send you a statement of work that will lay out the scope of the project and also will give you a price for that. And there is the site that you can go to that will get you to the Sage Expert Services link, and you can download their brochure to see what services they actually provide. It's not going to have a dollar amount in there because each project or each application, custom application or service is going to be different, okay?
The managed services, maybe you could explain that a little bit better, because I think that's why that question is coming from. Not necessarily the Sage Expert Services, but the managed services piece.
Yeah, that is a service that it comes out of expert services, and managed services is a annual subscription that will allow our expert services team to install any updates. So we get 2 annual updates. And if you have managed services, then a managed services consultant will arrange with the customer to do the updates based on their schedule of availability and not interrupting their work environment. So that is also fee for service. And whenever you get ready to, if you want the managed services, then if you're a current Sage fixed assets user, then you can contact your account manager. If you're getting ready, if you're looking at Sage as a product, then when we do our demo, then you will have a Sage account manager that will get in contact with you. And I always mention managed services whenever I do a demo for customers, because I want them to know how to use the application, but also how to get the best bang for the buck out of the application.
All right, our next question is there a way to have the depreciation summary list accumulated depreciation and depreciation expense accounts in a column for each of the assets?
All right, so on the list, can you repeat that again?
Is there a way to have the depreciation summary list, the accumulated depreciation and depreciation expense accounts in a column for each of the assets?
Okay, team, correct me if I'm wrong here, but and you can customize this to have for each of your assets any of the depreciation that's run, the current accum, the year to date, the net book value for all the assets right on the screen, and see the totals of them and tie them out to your general ledger. And then if you need to change the book that's displaying, you can do that by going to the customize asset list and like changing it to the tax book here. Now I've got the same information, but for the tax book. If that didn't answer your question, please drop it in chat and let me know.
All righty, perfect. And next question is, what's the best approach to reevaluate assets and create a new database with a new fiscal year?
We get that all the time. What I recommend to customers when they run their end of year process, and of course, this is also, Lavisa can probably explain it a lot better than me.
Yes, Ed, would you like me to?
Yes, please. Thank
All
you.
right.
All right.
So for the year-end process, you certainly have a few, or actually some options to make the flow easy. You could choose to have a database for each year end, but that is a lot of databases, and once a year to have a new database. So you might want to consider one database that is for historical purposes and copy your company into it, or you can do a backup and restore into it. But you can also do a backup of your company to a BBK file that you have in the application, well, basically a folder for the application where you can restore that if needed. So those are the things where you can keep a snapshot, is what I call it, at that time, so that you can run your report or restore the company backup for that purpose of running historical reports.
Now, another thing that I would like to add to that is a lot of customers don't know about the period close. So if I run my end of year processes and I want to lock that information in, then I can set a period close. The period close is going to be based on the last depreciation run date. So that will lock that in time, and it can only go forward. It can't go backwards. So if somebody wants to try to run depreciation, say we're in January of 24, and somebody wants to run depreciation for November of 23, by setting that period close, it will not allow them to do that. They can only go forward. But you always should make a backup when you do your final depreciation run for the year. Always make a backup, then set your period close. And like Lavisa said, you can create another database, an archive database, and either copy that company into it or back that company up and restore it into, okay?
Yeah, I want to add on, if you revaluing assets because of a merger or acquisition, exporting your books and changing those values in Excel is one way to do it. And then import into a new company, especially if you have a change in calendar or something, as of the date you want that new company to begin, import all those assets and books, and you'd have all the same assets, but with your new values on it.
All right, great. Okay, and we'll have one final question before we wrap up. Are there any resources to ask general questions about this fixed assets, such as best practices when disposing of assets, how to determine the depreciation method, etc.?
Well, I can throw one thing out real quick, and that would be to go to the Sage Community Hub. It's up here under Sage Resources, and it goes right to, there's a community for every product in Sage, but this one goes right to Sage Fixed Assets, and you can join so that you can ask questions. But once you join, you can drop questions in there and ask away at your convenience. People will respond to you, other people using fixed assets, and also our support team monitors it and will answer questions also.
What a great resource, Anne. All right, Ed, if you want to go ahead and take us home.
I'm sorry, Ed, real quick. We also have a YouTube playlist, and I've popped that into the chat for everyone, that we are continuously adding things to. It includes some support emails and some webinars. You'll find this webinar up there later, so you might want to check that out.
Alrighty, thanks, Tawny. And I want to thank all of our panelists for their insights, and to everyone who joined today. I hope you found this insightful and helpful. As a reminder, please reach out to our expert services or learning services team if you need further assistance. And don't forget to join our Sage Community Hub to continue the conversation. We will also send you a recording of the webinar. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you, Ed and panelists. And if you didn't get your question answered today, we have not ignored you intentionally. You will get a response from us in email. So thank you for posting those.
Goodbye, everyone.